So I just wanted to do a quick video tour of Populuxe Brewing, just to document the state of the brewery. It is October 2nd, 2020. We're here on 49th Street, just up the street from Fair Isle, around the corner from Lucky Envelope. We have a small arcade room up front. All these machines are owned by the Seattle Pinball Museum, who are our operator here. Behind the arcade is a small break room, microwave, lockers, storage, our PA system, the printer, a few other sort of office-y things. Opposite the arcade is a small meeting room that Penny's sitting in at the moment. We rent out the front room, rent it out, but we let people use it for free, just as a sort of meeting space up front. It's a decent number of people. This is the office. It's a converted closet. It's the Golden Girls. We also keep all of our swag here for restocking up front. So all of our shirts and sweatshirts and things. Production schedule. Down the way from the office, 2 bathrooms, 2 stalls in the ladies, and the men's room with a single stall, urinal, table, changing table. Here's our swag wall, just opposite the office on the other side of the wall. Interior of the main tasting room and brewing space. Our occupancy inside is 59 per the fire department. But right now, obviously, all the seating is sort of spaced for COVID, and no bar seating at the moment, just because that's waits until phase 4. We'll go behind the bar first, and here you can see crowler machine. We've got 16 active taps coming out of the main tasting room. This is a direct draw system coming right off the kegs. Right now I think 13 are beer, the cider, the nitro, which is a porter. There's keg group beer on here as well, and then of course tap 13, which is our Mug Club Founders Club special tap for them. Going into the brewery space, it's a 7-barrel Marks combi tank system. We commissioned this in 2016. It's been a really great workhorse for us. Small, but a good footprint for the space. It is direct fired. The kettle is direct fired, so we've got natural gas coming in to fire the kettle. The hot liquor tank on the bottom here is electric and then mashed up top. I get decent efficiencies out of this mash tun up to 1070, and then once I start trying to get bigger beers out of the mash, that's when I have to start getting creative by no sparging or double matching or that kind of thing. We have a keg commander here from American Brewing Equipment, which is probably too much keg washer for us, but it's been a dream to use. Just love it. It is scale. It is, it's a really great fully automatic keg washer. It's just I was in charge of that. Buying that, and since I was the one washing the kegs, we got a good one. Behind here you can see this is our original little barrel and a half system that we kind of hand built, cobbled together. We started with this system, and it was what doubled as my CIP cart for a long time. I don't really use it too much anymore. I'm basically doing everything on the 7 these days. In addition to the hot side, cold side is 2 open top specific mechanical fermenters. I think from the 90s. That is serial number 225. I don't know if you can read that, but I do use these. I ferment in them. It's a spray ball welded into the lid of this one. I basically will ferment in these guys until just before terminal gravity, and then I will use my flexible impeller pump. So I've got 2 pumps here. One's the CIP pump, and then one's the flexible impeller pump. Flexible impeller is a little bit more gentle on the beer, and so just before terminal, I will use that pump to transfer beer from the open top into the conical and to function as a bright, basically, so that I can carve and keg off the conicals. And so, yeah, there's 2 open tops, 2 conical fermenters, 7-barrel conicals. These are Blackstone Ventures Agar tank out of Portland. And you can kind of see in there. And then the 15, I've got a 15 barrel fermenter here too that I'll double batch into. Actual like finished product, I usually get around 11 or 12 barrels out of that. And then same thing, 5 or 6 barrels out of the 7s. The glycol piping, you can see I've got 3 more drops here. So on the brewery floor, we could put 3 more 15s, and that's what it's sized for. It's a Pro Chiller MA series that you can see back there. This is a split system, so this is the tank and all the service pumps are down here in the brewery, and then there you can see the roof penetration. So the actual condenser and fan unit is up on the roof, and it will call glycol up from the reservoir down here on the ground up to the roof. It's fairly quiet, and really that was just done as a way to minimize the amount of noise that would be up on the roof. We do have residential neighbors that are close by, and I just wanted to, out of deference to them, not put all the noise up on the roof. The glycol unit also powers our cold room, so the fans in the cold room, that's just controlled by a solenoid. All of my tanks are individually controlled. There is no control panel. Each one of them is just wired up to a solenoid, as is the cold room. And there's a fan unit in the back, and glycol basically would just pass through the heat exchanger in the fan unit and keep the cold room cold. This is our cold room. It's fairly substantial. There's the direct draw system that I was talking about for the taps. It's a good size for us. I wanted to make it nice and big, to be able to hold all of our wholesale kegs. There's no other off-site storage or anything, so it's just all that in the cold room. Beer to go in our refrigerated merchandiser. There is a room here that functions as the grain room, and also just dry storage. I have a 2-roller body mill there that's kind of collecting dust at the moment because I'm getting everything pre-milled, but the mill does work and work well. But I also just hang stuff up here, and those are the old plastic fermenters that I would use with the pilot system, which I don't really use anymore because I do everything on the 7. We have Ballard's biggest beer garden, so that's been a real blessing during COVID, just to be able to have people sit outside. This shipping container with the mural on it currently functions as dry storage. It is powered. Originally, when we were in this small building, this is the original brewery, this little building over here, we were using this as cold storage. And it could be used as cold storage again if needed. But right now it's just basically all my dirty kegs and some grain, a few things of grain, cans, our rosé sour cans that we didn't fill, and then crowlers and